Yo, people, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hope you guys are good. Running a little bit late today, man. Behind schedule. Had to handle some family business before jumping on here. Hope you guys are well, man. Hope you guys are well. Listen, man, today's been one of those days, man. Not a lot of news. It's the same old Dan Ashworth, fallout. What is going on? What has, what transpired? What caused the man to be sacked, right? That's what we're seeing today, that there's a lot of stories coming out. Like, INEOS realized that it was a mistake. They were not really gelling. What's going on, Southgate? Welcome, man. All right. The team was not really gelling, and basically Dan Ashworth was the one that was kind of, was the one that was singled out that, you need to go. It's one of those. But yeah, man, hope you guys are good. Southgate, hope you are good, my man. First one through the gate. Yeah, man. So today, this was very interesting, man. Like, it's interesting seeing these mainstream media folks like Rio and them now coming out and calling out some of these players. A lot of us were being saying, like, listen, these players are not good enough. They don't deserve to be Man United players. You know what I mean? And interesting to see what Rio said, right? Basically, Rio Ferdinand has urged INEOS to be brutal with Manchester United. And then he used some pretty much some words, SHIT players, and get them out of the club after Dan Ashworth ruthless sacking. So basically, Rio is saying the same thing like what we were saying yesterday is that, listen, man, if you guys are going to be ruthless with Dan Ashworth, you got to do the same thing with the players. So Ashworth was dismissed as United sporting director on Saturday, just 5 months after his appointment, having been delivered the shock news in a meeting with Omar Barada after a 3-2 defeat by Nottingham Forest. Other people were saying, you know what, man, was it because of the loss? That's why they did Ashworth like that. Story time. What's up, man? Welcome, people. Welcome, everybody. Smash that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Right? So, guys, again, Rio Ferdinand has urged INEOS to be brutal with Manchester United SHIT players and get them out of the club after Dan Ashworth ruthless sucking. Right? As reported by the Mail, the decision is understood to have been the decision to obviously to sack Dan Ashworth. Was made by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Belford in consultation with the co-owner Joel Glazer. Although United have stressed that the separation was mutual, right? And that's what they're saying. That's the story they're going with. People, smash those likes, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're new here, I'm your boy Luther, and this is Man United Central. Guys, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Smash those likes, people. Let's get those likes up. It's only the right thing to do, people. Okay? Smash those likes. All right? But today, in his podcast, Rio was like, listen, if they're ruthless with Dan Ashworth, then they need to get rid of these players, right? And obviously now, the mainstream media, they're also seeing like, listen, the issue here, it's not the managers, right? Or the coaches. It's these players. They don't want to run. If they're not going to run, Amorim said, listen, if we want to win anything, if a team wants to win anything in the Premier League, any of the title, they got to run. Run like who? Run like Mad Dogs. That's what Amorim said. All right. But Ferdinand believes this approach must also extend to Ruben Amorim's squad. The approach of them being ruthless, the way they handled Dan Ashworth, because Dan Ashworth did not align with how INEOS is trying to progress the team. They didn't align, so they got rid of him. So, which is good if you think about it, because it shows, okay, if they see something that doesn't work, you cut it and then you find another solution, right? Instead of wasting time because, you spend a lot of money to bring Dan Ashworth to Manchester United from Newcastle. And, they could have gone with that narrative like, listen, we've already spent money. We just need to keep him and see what's going to happen in the long run, right? They decided not to do that. Sir Jim, was, obviously decisive. Was that, listen, we got to cut this because it's not working, right? Because what was happening is the sporting director job, Omar Barada, the CEO, was doing a lot of those things. So they were like, you know what? We can get rid of this guy because he's not doing what we need to do. Zuki, what's going on, man? People, smash those likes, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already, guys. So basically, Rio is saying, like, listen, delivering his verdict on Ashworth axing, Rio said, confusion is the first thing that comes to mind, right? Because obviously, everybody was shocked by that news, but Ashworth been sacked, right? Because we were thinking, like, okay, now our main focus is to get the team playing, to get us winning again or something, right? The whole idea of the structure, we thought it was already done and sorted, good to go, right? But yesterday morning, the news dropped, the hammer, like, yo, this guy is gone. So everybody was shocked. That's why Ferdinand here is saying, listen, the first reaction was he was confused. He said that I just hope that they're this brutal as they have been with the staff that have been there for years, and they're culling, right? So basically, they're saying, listen, man. Rio's saying, listen, if they already cut a whole bunch of staff, right? They got rid of some of the jobs, and now they got rid of the likes of Ashworth. Then he just hopes that they're this brutal with the SHIT players as well, right? If they are SHIT players that are there and ones that have either been there too long or the ones that just aren't good enough, be as brutal as they've been. Get them F out quick, using those words like, man, I never thought I was out here Ferdinand talk like that. Man, I'm like, man, dude, you ain't holding back. All right. I think we will do the Carabao Cup. Yeah, Zuki, listen, Carabao Cup, it's very possible. Right. So Rio continues saying, like, listen, I hope they're like that for better or worse. At least they've made a bloody decision, right? Because in the past, that was an issue with us. We were just, tagging the line for so long instead of making a decision. Something doesn't work, cut it, let's move on, right? So, Rio is happy that they made the decision. I think there's a lot of noise around the club. A lot of noise, especially now the ticket prices, they've gone up. Right, the ticket prices, they're like 60 quid, like 60 pounds or something. Imagine that it doesn't matter if you're an adult or a child going to the game, they've raised the ticket prices. So now, regular people, it's very hard to afford that type of 60 quid for to go to a game. So they raised the ticket prices, which is crazy, and also they laid off over 250 plus staff, and it's one of those, like, it's a lot going on. The morale at Carrington right now is really low, because not only that, they actually got rid of the Christmas party, man. If you're trying to cut costs, right, as a business, you're getting rid of the Christmas party, man. These employees who work at Old Trafford, Carrington, the least you can do is give them a Christmas party. That way they can enjoy themselves and stuff like that, to say thank you. But INEOS and Sir Jim, they're like, nah, we're cutting it, which is really sad, because you're getting rid of things that don't even cost you much, like giving your employees a Christmas party. It's not even going to cost you much, right? But they cut all that. And you're cutting all that, and then you're splashing cash. First of all, you spend the cash to bring Ashworth in, and then now you're going to splash the cash to get rid of him because you got to pay him off. And then now, your regular employees who don't even get paid millions of dollars, you're getting rid of the Christmas party. Come on, man. It's one of those, like, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's kind of petty. All right. That's kind of petty. Let's see what we have. Zuki saying, "Where's everybody?" Kamixi and Galactic Addicts. I jumped on a little bit late today. So some of those guys, they have school and stuff, so it may be a little bit on the late side. But you know what? They may show up, man. They may show up. All right, they may show up. So let's go and see what else did Rio say on this here topic. According to this report, we see that Ashworth officially started work at United on July 1st after a club agreed a compensation figure of $3 million with Newcastle. So we played Newcastle $3 million, and then now 5 months later we are getting rid of him. It is just embarrassing. Okay, for a club as big as us, rolling like this, it is embarrassing because it shows like we kind of like don't have a game plan. We're just rolling. Whatever happens. That it's one of those that it's very shambolic, right? We were hoping that we wouldn't be like this. Those days were over during the Glazers days, but now it looks like we're back. The team again is a chaotic. The team is in crisis. And it's tough. It's tough right now. Let's see. We'll see who's here. Austin, what's going on, man? Good to see you. So according to reports, technical director Jason Wilcox and interim director of recruitment Christopher Vivell could both assume more responsibilities with the January window a matter of weeks away. And that was another thing. We got rid of our sporting director just weeks away from the January transfer window opening, and we know we need signings. We need, Amorim needs players who can kind of handle some of these transfers, and I think we are going to make some moves in January, man. The way it looks, because according to reports, Sir Jim doesn't really have patience, right, like that. Right, it doesn't have patience, so we may see something coming in. Can I say? I just wanted to, Austin. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you swinging by, man. People, smash those likes, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right. Let's see. They would have again with the Christopher Vivell and Wilcox. There would also be contenders to take on the sporting director role, if they choose to promote from within, right? Because those guys already know what needs to be done. It's one of those, sometimes it may be easier to promote from within because, the guys are already there, right? But other names that we were linked to, I see the sporting director of Athletic Madrid, Berta. That is one of the candidates that United could be looking at. All right. So we shall see if that will be one of them, or they will promote from within. Sources at United say that Ashworth's departure was a very difficult decision, adding that he had conducted himself with decency and integrity. All right. They are claims that he had not been fully behind the appointment of Amorim, right? Again, the man did not really want Amorim. According to reports, he wanted Southgate. Come on. If this is true, Ashworth, then he deserved to be sacked. All right. If he was, he wanted to bring in Southgate, then yeah, that could definitely be grounds for sacking. His other appointments, apart from Amorim, he would have liked to bring in Graham Potter, all right, Eddie Howe, one of them people, all right. But apparently, Barada has said, nah. We ain't gonna do this. These type of managers. We need to go to someone who is, best in class, up and coming. And Amorim is definitely that guy, because Eddie Howe cannot cut it, man. Potter, the same thing, we needed someone who's going to give us different ideas. And Amorim, honestly, is that guy. Right, he's coming in. He has his ideas of how he wants to play, how he wants to progress his team going forward. And the only thing that needs to be done now is for him to be backed, right? Because if he's not backed, then we're gonna face the same. we're gonna face the same issues. We're gonna face the same issues again. Okay. So we're hoping that going forward, he's going to be able to be once he's backed. Then we're going to see able to see somehow his type of ball, right? Because what is happening now is the players that he inherited from Erik ten Hag, unfortunately, they cannot play Amorim ball. Eeyore, what's going on, man? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. People, let's get those likes up. People, smash those likes up. Tottenham got better everywhere where they go. Everywhere they go. I know, right? That is too funny, man. It's just Tottenham, man. It's just Tottenham. Everywhere they go, man, they get shellacked. Like that game yesterday against Chelsea, man. I expected them to come out with a W on that, but again, Chelsea had a different plan. They had a different plan, and I gotta give it to Chelsea, man. Right now, Chelsea, they are title contenders, man. 4 points off of Liverpool. That is big deal. Big up to Chelsea, man. Big up to Chelsea. So we shall see how that's going to transpire in the next couple of weeks. Are they going to be able to maintain? Can they really handle the pressure? Right? Because one thing is going up against Liverpool, it's going to be crazy. And also Man City, they may wake up from their coma and start competing again. All right? And Arsenal, you can't really trust them because you may think that Arsenal can do something. That's what I was hoping they can. That way they can. Liverpool doesn't get a chance to win the Premier League, but Arsenal, you cannot depend on them either. Because as ever said, whenever you watch Arsenal, man, it's like watching Netflix. You're always a series on Netflix. You're always waiting for the next episode. It's one of those, which is pretty, it's pretty interesting. Let's see what else is going on today. Real quick here. Oh, this was interesting today, man. I don't know if you guys seen this. Louis Saha, one of our legends, was saying that I've heard some rumors that Paul Pogba will be offered the opportunity to come back and train with Manchester United in the new year. And I think that will be a great opportunity for Paul, right? So, Louis Saha says he needs to get back to his best level as quickly as possible, and training with top players will help him do just that. I think he would be thrilled to have the opportunity to go back to the club. So again, these rumors, first of all, they were squashed by Fabrizio. When we heard these rumors in a month ago, that the man Pogba could be coming to train at Old Trafford, at Carrington, and we thought, okay, rumors are done, but rumors are right back up now, because Louis Saha, he's saying he has heard rumors that Paul Pogba will be offered opportunity. Now, again, Paul Pogba coming back to train with us, the problem is now, if he does, and I was saying this, if you guys check out one of my videos I did here, I said the problem is if this man comes to train with us, right, he's going to cook. And then next thing, especially for free, I wouldn't be surprised next thing we're offering him a 1-year contract or something like that, But again, it's one of those revisionist kind of deals, man. I mean, the man left for a reason, all right? He hasn't played football in a long time. What can he really offer us? I mean, again, we are trying to build for the future. Is he? He's not a player that we can see, being at United for the future, right? So if we, for example, you give him a contract, then you're using it as a stopgap kind of thing, right? RR, what's up, man? So yeah, so it's one of those so Paul Pogba back at United to train. What do you guys think? Are you down with that? Hello, mate. How are you? Right? Are you guys willing to have Pogba train at United again? I'm surprised that any player would want to join United. Listen, we're still a big club, man. Listen, whatever the drama, whatever the craziness that's going on right now at Manchester United, we are still a big club. All right. We're still a big club. We haven't won anything, but we're still a big club. Around the world, man, everybody knows United. You know what I mean? So, if for example, a player like Pogba, of course, if we offer him to train with us, he will come and train, and I think he will see it as an opportunity. He may take it with both hands because we had another ex Man United player in Johnny Evans, right? Johnny Evans. That's how he got his contract, man. He came, he trained, and Eric Ten Hag was like, you know what? I do need a backup, in that defense. Boom. Johnny Evans was given a contract, just like that, right? So again, Pogba could be one of those. He comes back with a vengeance. He trains hard, and Pogba is, when it comes to passing range, passing through the lines, he can ping him, right? So it's one of those. It's one of those that will be very interesting. But again, it's all about the baggage that he brings. Whenever Pogba comes in, he's going to bring the ego. He's going to bring dressing room drama, which we're trying to get rid of drama. We're trying to have a calm, serene environment in that dressing room. So I don't know. Pogba may be bringing some other things that we don't need right now. We want our players to be chill, focus on their game and see if they can develop under Amorim ball and get us playing some good football again. You know what I mean? So again, when I saw this news again today, I'm like, yo, Pogba again? This news, I thought we went through this already, and Fabrizio established that this is not the case. But Luis Saha is bringing it back up, saying Pogba could be coming back to train at Carrington, So yeah, man, you guys let me know in the comments below what you think, man. Would you take Paul Pogba back? Yeah, training, I know. But the problem is, as I say it, he can be training, but next thing, he's starting some games. KDB, is that then his career? Let's see. KDB is at the end of the career. I can't see Pogba keeping up with the pace of the EPL. Eeyore, I agree with you. Yeah. But again, especially with the man hasn't played for over a year? And again, yes, he is coming, but he also could be one of those, since he hasn't played for so long, he probably feels like he still has a point to prove. So he may come in and actually listen, ball out of control, train really hard, get himself fit again, because he feels like, listen, this is his, final chance to maybe get that final contract. So who knows, man? But it will be crazy. There's a huge portion of the United fan group. They would love to get to see Pogba donning that jersey again, man. In that midfield. Would I want that? No, because it's not really our future, but I would enjoy it though. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing Pog Boom in that midfield, and then not only that, the man is gonna be coming in for free. So that will be very enjoyable, I gotta say. But it's not likely, because then it will show that INEOS really what is the game plan here, right? You bring this guy back. He's not for the future. He's just gonna, even if you give him a contract, it's just for short term. You want to build for the future, and bringing Pogba doesn't make any sense. So I don't think that's going to happen. But we shall see. We shall see. All right. So that was very interesting. Let's see what else we have going on today, man. In other news, Fabrizio Romano is saying that obviously we need to offload some players, and apparently Amorim, according to reports, they have identified some players who they would like to offload in the January transfer window. All right. So far, Fabrizio Romano is saying Manchester United and Christian Eriksen are still expected to part ways at the end of the season. Right? No negotiations taking place over a new deal, while Ruben Amorim's opinion will also be considered, but Eriksen is expected to leave. Right? So Eriksen is expected to leave. Now, apparently, another player, obviously, which I know a lot of you guys automatically, you'll know exactly, who we're talking about, who's it should be one of the number one names on the chopping block. Yeah, you guessed it, Anthony. Anthony is another one who has been identified as, a player that they would work on offloading in January. Right now, again with Anthony, who is gonna come to get Anthony, man? It's crazy how United got rid of Sancho and kept Garnacho. Listen, man, Eeyore, the thing is, Sancho, man, Sancho had, he decided he didn't want to play for us, man. He didn't want to play for us. So we had to get rid of him. At least Garnacho wants to run around. Garnacho he likes to run around. Yeah, he scores some goals too. Decision making needs to be worked on for Garnacho, but at least he wanted to do it. Sancho, he didn't really feel it. Right now, he's balling. He's enjoying his life in Chelsea. Right, and honestly, if you think about it, Sancho in Amorim's system, would actually work. Especially as one of those tens. He could. I think he would fare better than Garnacho, honestly. But do I want to take Sancho back? Absolutely not. All right, people, smash those likes, guys. Hit those likes if you haven't done so already, and hit the subscribe. All right. So I'm just happy that by the end of the season, we will have 25 million in the bank, because Chelsea have that loan with an obligation to buy, right? And that being the case, it means that end of the season, boom, we're gonna get our money, and then we can go and reinvest it somewhere else. Another player who's gonna come in, who's gonna be willing to run, like a mad dog. That's according to Amorim. He wants his players to run like mad dogs. All right, that is the only way we're going to be able to win titles. The only way we're going to be able to win trophies, because our players, they don't want to run, right? Which is so embarrassing. These guys get paid millions of dollars to don that United shirt, and then come game time, they just jog around. All right. Take Chilwell from us, dude. Listen, man. We already gave you Sancho, man. We already gave you Sancho. That's enough. We're not taking Chilwell, man. All right. But so wait, I haven't seen Chilwell playing. Maresca has been using your entire 100-player squad very well. That's why you guys are cooking. But has Chilwell played any games? I haven't seen Chilwell playing any games, right? Maresca has been using, man. I mean, the way he's been using that squad is just amazing, right? It's so smart. But I haven't really seen Chilwell start any of the games. So, no, we're not going to take Chilwell. We don't want to give... I know we can take him, and then Chilwell and Luke Shaw can play cards in the medical bay at Carrington. We don't want that, okay? We have enough problems of our own with Luke Shaw, that's another one we need to get rid, all right? So we don't want to bring another... so you believe one League Cup game? Oh, he played one game. Okay, interesting. Yeah, man. But listen, one thing I gotta give it to Maresca, man. I gotta give it to Maresca, because we meaning myself and a lot of us, we were laughing at y'all. We're like, yeah, man. Look at Chelsea with their 100 players, man. What's gonna happen and all this? Yeah, but Chelsea's cooking. Squidgy, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Welcome, man. Welcome. Yeah, man. So it's one of those, man. It's one of those. Squidgy, what do you think of Dan Ashworth leaving, man? Getting sacked. What are your thoughts on that? Man? And of course, Rio today decided to use some kind words when it comes to these players. Rio decided to say, you know what, man, these players, they need to be sacked. The ruthlessness should continue down the line. You already you sacked Ashworth, fine. You cut a whole bunch of jobs from the the regular employees, like 250 jobs, which is a disgrace. You do that, and then if you're gonna do all of that, raise ticket prices. We should go down the line and to get one of these players, sacrificial lamb kind of thing, right? You go and say, you know what? For example, Rashi, yeah, your services are no longer needed, and if you do something like that, then maybe some of these players they'll decide to run, and actually play ball, because right now they know, listen, I don't need to do much. I don't need to do much. I'm still getting my money and all this stuff, which is embarrassing, because right now, most of the players at our team, they do not deserve to be there. Eeyore is saying we're cooking cause we did a dead wood clear out. Yes. Yes. Havertz, and thanks for giving us Mount. Yep. Pulisic, Kovacic, yeah, etc. United should take notes. Eeyore, I agree with you. Then that's what I'm hoping, because now Amorim is INEOS guy, right? They should allow him to do that. Get rid of the deadwood, because the thing is, right now we have players who have been there for 2-3 managers, right? If those players are still going to be there, we ain't going to get anywhere. Like with you guys at Chelsea, yeah, you got rid of them. Now, whoever is there, they're players that, they were bought recently, young players, and I wouldn't be surprised you guys, winning a couple of trophies this season, right? And won't that be crazy if Maresca, comes in and wins the Premier League? Squeegee is saying it's a strange one, sacking him. If I'm honest, there's not much truth coming out. Yep. What actually goes down to be continued, I suppose. Yeah, Squeegee, I know. Yeah, to be continued. And to see what, especially after chasing him for what, I don't know, 6-7 months or something. The man had been on gardener leave longer than he has been a Man United sporting director. I mean, that's insane, right? And my man Sir Jim came out and said, "Yo, he is a 10 out of 10 sporting director. He's definitely what we need. All the best in class." And then, dude, you hire him, and then 5 months later, you cut him. It's a strange one. It's a strange one. But apparently, from the stories, from all these reports that are coming out, it's like, he didn't really get along with the rest of the team, because it's one of those, because Wilcox and Barada, they worked together at Man City. So those two had a connection. And Vivell, of course, he just came in later. But Ashworth, he didn't really, his ideas weren't really received, very well with the Barada and Sir Jim and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that apparently they were happening on the background that, he felt that, they were undermining him, So like the idea to go and get Amorim, my man wanted to bring in Southgate, Potter, Eddie Howe, and then Barada was like, no. We ain't going to do that. Okay. We're not going to do that. Barada goes to Sporting, sits there and convince Amorim to come over. So it's one of those things. And also another thing, apparently, Sir Jim, when they were trying to get rid of Erik ten Hag, Sir Jim asked him, okay, give us some names of, managers that should, they should replace Ten Hag. That's when he named these names, like the Southgate, Eddie Howe, Potter, and I forgot the other ones, right? So Jim was like, why are you naming people that you've worked with? What about outside the box? So the man, Ashworth, wanted to bring in this agency, outside agency, to kind of help, guide the decision making when it comes to the next manager to take over for Ten Hag. Apparently, Sir Jim got really upset. He said, listen, dude, this is your job. You should have had a list already ready to go. Proper managers, not necessarily the ones that you worked with. Managers out there, outside the box, big names, kind of thing. So, the friction, kept on brewing from that point, and it looks like it's a lot of things that have been happening in the background. And apparently they felt like Ashworth really, he wasn't decisive enough. He wasn't on top of his game that well. So they were like, nah, man, we need to cut bait. Maybe INEOS have realized they have made a mistake. Yes, yeah. I exactly. Squeegee, I agree with you. And I think that's what it is. And if that's the case, I commend them, because when you realize you made a mistake, I'm glad they, instead of just dragging along with him, keeping him because, we already paid so much money to Newcastle, we should just give him a chance and all this stuff. I'm glad they said, you know what, mistake happened, cut it, and let's move on. So that was a good, move they did there, right? Eeyore is saying our expectation was to win, to win the Conference League, and top four Arsenal and City should be the ones fighting for the league, but they flipped the flopping. Yeah. We have championship coach, remember? Dude, Eeyore, what Maresca is showing is it doesn't matter if you're a championship coach, so long if you're a good coach, you're a good coach, man. And it shows my boy Maresca is a good coach. Being able to utilize that huge, to utilize 100 players that you have at Chelsea and to get them cooking. Listen, that is a sign of a good coach, man. Championship or not, you know what I mean? When you're a good coach, you're a good coach. More props to him. And of course, you have the likes of the Cole Palmer himself. Come on. It's one of those, man. Which is good. And Liverpool, if they mess up, and Arsenal, not Arsenal, and Chelsea goes to top of the league, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Because out of all the teams, only Chelsea can field two different teams, right? Say, for example, he the way he's been doing it, like one team plays the Conference League, and then another team focuses on the Premier League. So it means that you're not going to have players who are fatigued and all this stuff, right? Most of the time, you're going to be able to field fresh players. That is crazy, all right? It's not like United, we're trying to scramble here to figure out, okay, who's going to play how many minutes, kind of thing. But that is not Chelsea's problem, you know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. So we shall see what happens in this. But Chelsea is definitely in that title race, man. Definitely in that title race. According to Ben Jacobs, Manchester United are yet to decide whether to hire a new sporting director. Jason Wilcox will take on many of Dan Ashworth's duties in the short term. Christopher Vivell will also assume a leading role in January. He has impressed since joining the club on a temporary basis. It's possible Manchester United Football Club restructure using existing recruitment personnel. Decision will be taken soon. All right. So we may not bring somebody in. So do you think Arteta is a good manager? Arteta, listen, man, Mr. Trust the Process, he is. He has done good, especially, that's another one who was allowed to come in and given that, the authority to clean house. And he did that. That's why Arsenal, and that's another team, is playing good football. But again, it's just Arsenal. They're just not a good team, This is the fifth year. Yeah, no trophy. Like my boy Ten Hag came in, gave us 2 trophies and rolled out. But Arteta, Squidge, what are you saying? Arteta compete with Pep. That's why he's not won a league. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. He's trying to compete with Pep. Even the type of ball he plays, he's everybody. Most of these managers now, they're trying to copy Pep. So it's tough. It's tough to compete with Pep, man. Pep is a different thing, different monster. Because right now Pep is struggling, but once he gets, for example, Rodri back, I'm sure they're going to get into that transfer window. They're going to bring in a few pieces if they survive the 115, which, talking about the 115, it looks like, did I see something that what was it? Not the jury, something, the original 115 alleged charges given to Man City has been extended to total of 130 now, so it's not 115 anymore. Apparently, they have reached deliberation or something. We should expect decision soon, right? So I guess now it's 130 instead of 115. If they survive this, of course, Arteta is going to Pep is going to rebuild Man City because money is not an issue for them, and then they're going to go competing again. Unless they get relegated, which will be something. Okay, if they get relegated, that'll be something. And Mourinho was cracking me up, man. Mourinho was saying, like, listen, if they get relegated and some of the Premier Leagues get taken away, then he wins another Premier League with Man United, right? So it's one of those. Jose went against Sir Alex Ferguson and win the league in his first year. No excuse for Arteta. Oh, absolutely. No excuse for Arteta, man. No excuse for Arteta. For sure. Arteta should have been able to, by now, to win something, right? He should have been able to win something by now, for sure. Win some kind of trophy, man. Like, yeah, you have the likes of Erik ten Hag coming in here and picking up 2 trophies before you. Come on, So that's why right now, as a Man United fan, I'm optimistic because Amorim is that guy that I hope and pray that once he gets his players, we're going to be able to cook. We're going to be able to cook, man. We're going to be able to cook because you can see this guy has a plan, right? He has a plan. Only issue is he needs to be allowed to get rid of the dead wood, all right? If that happens, yeah, we're going to be, we'll be cooking, We'll be cooking. But until then, we're going to chug along. And we just hope that INEOS get their act together. All right. Because having these type of, drama, it doesn't really help anybody because it affects the players as well. Because the players need stability in order for them to perform. Right. And if, it's a mess all the time, there's always drama here, drama there, it doesn't do anyone any good. It doesn't do anyone any good. We need stability. Like right now, we just need to focus on our football. We did not need this side drama of Dan Ashworth, right? We did not need that. So so it's frustrating, but hopefully this is it. And if they're gonna bring somebody in, bring him in quick to take over the job. But if not, just let the world know, like, listen, we're not gonna go ahead and bring in another sporting director. We're gonna stick with in-house if it's Wilcox or what's Vivell taking over the roles. Yeah, let's kick on, because we have to. January transfer window is around the corner. We need to knock that out, and then boom, before you know, we got to be preparing for the summer, right? And we know in the summer we have pieces that we need to bring in. Top of that list, is a striker, right? And immediate is a left back or left wing back, right? So right now, I'm telling you, man, if I hope in January we see a movement, at least in that left back, that will be something, man. That will be something. Talking about the January transfer window, I see that Real Madrid are interested in Diogo Dalot, right? While Manchester United insists Dalot is not for sale, those close to Madrid believe an offer in the region of 45 million may change their mind. This is according to Ben Jacobs, right? Listen, man, I don't know. People, let me know. Would you take 45 million or close to 50 million from Madrid for Dalot? I think I'll take the money. I will take the money. Take the money, all right? And then and bring in a left back or left wing back who can actually do the job for us. right? I'll take the money, man, because Dalot this season, he hasn't really performed very well. All right, he hasn't really performed very well. But again, he is a good player. What Dalot gives you is he gives you that reliability. The man does not get injured. Knock on wood. Okay, he doesn't get injured. He's like Bruno, constantly available, never injured, willing to run. But Amorim even said he's being played out of position, but still, like this season, he hasn't been delivering, man, from that left hand side. So I think I would take the money, man. That way we can bring a proper left back, someone who can come in and say, you know what, this left side is mine, right? So we shall see if something like that will happen. But we know Madrid, they have a whole bunch of injuries as well. I know they're looking to bring in the number one priority is Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? And then they're also looking at Alphonso Davies, right? And so basically, if any of those, for example, don't work, then they may come for Diogo Dalot, right? So let's see what else is going on. What I be okay, funny. Let's see. So Jim Ratcliffe felt Dan Ashworth should have been much more assertive in targeting new head coach and should have looked beyond those he already knew. You know, all right. That's according to the Athletic. So Jim Ratcliffe seems more determined to fix Manchester United than the Glazers have ever done. The problem is his brand of ruthlessness, ruthless ambition threatens to create as many problems as it fixes. This is according to Oliver Kay. So basically, the man is ruthless, but when he's being ruthless, he may create more problems, which makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So Jim Ratcliffe, he had said, I don't make the decisions, but I like to feel comfortable that we are making the correct decisions. I do get involved in most of the big decisions, but ultimately, so that I can understand the rationale behind them. So, honestly, so Jim, yes, we like what he's bringing, the way he's rolling, being that he wants things to happen now as fast as possible, right? But he needs to let these footballing people make these footballing decisions, right? Kind of needs to keep his nose out of the business. All right. Keep the nose out of the business. That way, things can actually run smoothly. But seeing the way Sir Jim has been rolling, he reminds me of your guy, man, Todd Bowley. He's giving me Todd Bowley vibes, So it's one of those, man. He's giving me Todd Bowley vibes, man. Like Todd Bowley, the way he did with you guys, right? He's like, he was not tolerating nonsense, This manager doesn't work, cut him, like that. Do you think United would be defensive against Man City this weekend when they play against Arsenal? Didn't go for it. No, we're not gonna be defensive, man. We're not gonna be defensive. I think Amorim, he's going to set us up the same way, 3-4-3. 3-4-3, and we're going to play the same way. Because with Arsenal, actually, it's not Arsenal. This is it's Corner FC. When we played Corner FC, we were able to contain them in the middle of the park. They couldn't really do much. They couldn't break us. That's why they decided to go to Corner FC, right? They looked for those corners because they know that is their that is their way for them to get the goals, right? And they were successful by that strategy. So, but when we were playing ball, we were able to kind of go toe to toe with them, which was really surprising. I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah. Sam Houston, what's going on, man? Smash that like, man. Smash that like. And let us know what team you support. That is the price of admission here. All right. And yes, yes, yes. Man United in the mud. I agree. I agree. And smash that like, man. Hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's see. Squeegee saying, I like the new 3-4-3 system. It's fresh and effective when done properly. Squeegee, I agree with you, man. That's why we need to get Amorim his players. All right. One of these players that we should get him, I see a report here, Alphonso Davies Camp has told Bayern Munich that the player has been approached by Manchester United and Real Madrid. All right. I liked Alphonso Davies on that left-hand side. Boy. And then imagine you have Alphonso Davies operating on that left-hand side, up and down, putting in crosses, attacking. And then you have Amad Diallo on that right-hand side. Come on, man. I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Even if we don't get a striker now, when you have a proper left wing back or left back, like Alphonso Davies operating on that left-hand side, it will be good times. Yeah, but me too, Squeegee. I like the 3-4-3, man. I like the 3-4-3. The players, it looks like they're kind of trying to understand, but the issue is Amorim is saying these guys don't want to run. Oh yes, Squeegee, he'll be a top signing. And what I'm hoping and praying is, because the way Sir Jim is behaving, I hope he, because he wants things to move quickly, I hope they say, you know what, Amorim, what do you need like now for January? Let's see if we can get you those pieces, right? So I hope they just shell out the cash, man. Find the cash somewhere, give him some of his players, and then the rest, of course, you can handle that in the summer, right? But give him, a left back, for example. The midfield, I think we can make it for now. Even striker, we don't need a striker necessarily now. We just need to be able to create more of. But also, honestly, our that front three, the striker and the 2 10s, then like so far they haven't really clicked, right? In the midfield and the defense, we're playing better, right? The midfield and the defense, we're playing better. Like the way the midfield, the back three really push up, and the midfield, we're able to connect that. But the final third, that is a big problem for us, right? And to fix that, ideally, if it was me, I would like to get maybe another 10, because Mason Mount, he really can't do it. Garnacho cannot really play on that. Garnacho cannot really play as a 10, so it's tough. Rasmus, I think Rasmus, if you supply him, he'll find the back of the net. I think he has that quality to be that striker, but he needs supply. He needs, these guys, to actually find him, instead of being greedy like Garnacho, trying to go for glory. All right. Iro is saying, I don't believe any world-class player would go to United until you win a major trophy. Listen, man, we've won 2 major trophies, FA Cup and Carabao. Hazard came to Chelsea because we won and that's very true, Iro, though. That's why we need Champions League. Like next season, the bare minimum for Amorim is Champions League ball. We have to have it, because we get Champions League ball, we can attract these big players. But again, what really we have going on for us is we are Man United. When we come to get you and we sell you your project, most players, they'll sign, because honestly, we can pay more than regular teams when it comes to salary. And then our project, it is interesting, all right? And for example, like Alphonso Davies, Real Madrid want him, right? If we were to go to get him, we can definitely offer him more money than Madrid. We're going to give him guaranteed starting position, right? At Madrid, not necessary, for example, stuff like that. Just like the way we convinced Lenny Yoro to say, you know what, forget about Madrid, man, come over here. You know what I mean? So we have that ability of convincing people to say, hey, come to our project. So we can make it happen. Like today I saw a report that Osimhen has a breakout or break. Yeah, there's his loan. It has a break clause in it where apparently says that if a big club includes Man United, for example, Man United, Chelsea, I don't know if Liverpool, if they come for him, he's been allowed, or he's going to allow them. He's going to be allowed to break that that loan, right? And then the amount of money that we'll need to shell out if we were to go to get Osimhen is only 60 million, only I say, right? So, for example, in Jan, if we say, you know what, we got to get a striker now, we may actually go for Osimhen, right? We may actually go for Osimhen. Let's see what we may actually go for Osimhen. And listen, I wouldn't mind bringing Osimhen to Man United, man. You know, I think that will be something that will be something that we can definitely, work with. Okay. Report is saying this, that Manchester United could be the ones to pay Victor Osimhen's 62 million release clause in January. Okay, there's a break clause in his loan to Galatasaray. So listen, all right, you listen, Eeyore. I know you said we cannot attract big names, big man Osimhen here. If we go and pay that 62 million, he'll be rocking in that. He'll be our next number 9. So it's one of those, man. We still got the pull, man. We still got the pull. But again, if I was to choose, and this is crazy, right? Ideally, I think I would want Gyökeres, but Gyökeres, the soonest we can get him is in the summer. But and there's going to be a huge competition for him, right? And Gyökeres' price is 63 million. Victor Osimhen is 62.5 million. Like, so, okay, if we want right now, if, for example, we choose to say, you know what, boom, we're going to go for Osimhen, we can bring him in January. Done. All right. Gyökeres, we're going to have to wait for him in the summer. All right. So what happened to Rasmus and Xerxes? Well, Rasmus, he's still developing, right? Rasmus is still a work in progress. So right now, if we're going to bring in another striker, we need someone that is a proven goal scorer, blah, 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 blah. And Rasmus can learn from that, because right now he's our only number 9. So he's supposed to be the one delivering, banging in goals left, right, and center. But ideally, when we signed Rasmus, we needed to have another seasoned striker that will be the starter, and then Rasmus would have been learning from him, kind of thing, right? So if we bring the like of Osimhen or even Gyökeres, yeah, Rasmus is going to be second string, and then Xerxes, of course, third string. And Xerxes can play, not necessarily as a striker, as a 9.5, they call it, one of those things. Or if by summer Xerxes is still struggling, then we'll offload Xerxes, and then we'll have the 2 strikers, to work with, and then maybe bring in a light Chido Obi Martin, from the youth. And, we push on from there, but at least you'll have an out-and-out striker who can, bang it in goals, right? While, the likes of Erasmus, learning his trade. So it could be one of those situations. But we shall see, because right now, Amorim has definitely, of course, identified, like, listen, goals is a problem. And, and we need to find goals, but also we need to create. And whenever we create, our guys seem to not being able to really, convert our chances, because we create chances sometimes, but we're not converting them. And that is disappointing, because at this stage of the game is if you're creating chances, you gotta bury them. You gotta bury them because they don't come that often, So you gotta be lethal. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be very, very exciting to see what happens with this team. A lot of turmoil going on right now at Man United, with all this Ashworth thing. So hopefully it dies down, and then that way we can, focus on football. right? Because come Thursday, we got Victoria Pilsen coming up in Europa League, which we have to win that game, right? Let's see, are we playing at home, Victoria Pilsen? I think we're away. Victoria Pilsen, we're away. Yeah, we're away. And then when we come back on Sunday, we are at Man City. Man, yo, it's gonna be crazy. Eeyore, yes, I agree. Rashi has to go, man, because so far he's not giving us anything that would say, listen, man, we got to keep this guy, right? Rashi has to go. Rashi has to go because there's no point. Now the problem is, come summer, if nobody comes for him, then he's gonna stay because, again, he's getting paid over 300,000. Not a lot of teams can afford that. So Rashi is a problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is also another issue. So it's one of those. If INEOS is ruthless, get rid of Rashi, man. Tear up the contract or something. He doesn't look like he's enjoying his football. Yeah, man. Eeyore, I agree with you, man. He's not looking like he's enjoying the beautiful game for real. Which is really sad. Squeegee is saying Anthony, Ericsson, Casemiro, Lindelof, Maguire all need to go. Yes. And Anthony and Ericsson, apparently, INEOS and them, they're gonna try to get rid of them in January, right? So hopefully we can get some money off of those two. I don't know who's gonna. Ericsson, maybe we may be able to get someone to get him because Ericsson, honestly, he has been one of our best players so far, right? Even though Amorim really, I think Amorim he doesn't rate Ericsson at all because obviously Ericsson does not have the legs. So, but if we can offload Ericsson and get a few million pounds here and there, that would be good business because if we let him get to the summer, he's going to live for free. So yeah, it's one of those. Anthony. Anthony has to go. But again, nobody's going to really buy Anthony, right? Do you know Anthony was 19K a week at Ajax? Yeah, dude, that's nuts. Yeah, 19K. And we paid him like 200. That's madness. And that's the thing that we used to do back in those days with the Woodward and them. But one thing I know about the INEOS and this team, those days are over. Like splashing in cash like that on these players and becomes a problem of floating them. Those days are over. That part I know for a fact they're not going to do that again, right? Of course, another problem is Casemiro. Casemiro still has 2 more years in his contract, right? Again, he's another one getting paid over 300K a week. So that he's also not going to be another one. It's going to be very hard to get rid of him unless the Saudi League comes in and does us a solid and say, you know what, United, we'll take this guy off your hands. That would be nice. All right. Of course, Lindelof, I think contract expires in the summer, so he's going to leave for free. But of course, yeah, he's going to leave for free. So again, Maguire, I think his contract is coming to an end too. So I don't know with Maguire, again, he has value. So INEOS may decide to say, you know what, maybe give him a contract extension for Maguire, and then see if someone can come in and give us maybe a light 30 million. Squeegee saying Saudi for Cass. Yes, man, I'm hoping because I don't see any other team in Europe coming for Cass because they cannot afford him. Yeah, he's just not got legs for sure. Oh, Squeegee, I agree, man. He's still a baller. I'm telling you, he's still a baller. And I wouldn't be surprised, dude, at Man City on Sunday. We may see Cass and Ugarte in that double pivot, right? We may see Cass and Ugarte handle that midfield because the good thing about Ugarte is he has legs, he has pace, and Ugarte has been killing it lately, man. And it shows why we signed him. What a baller. So So again, when you have Ugarte there, Cass does not need to do a lot of defending, so he can kind of advance the ball, right? Which will be very interesting to see if he does that way, because Kobe Mainu and Ugarte, I don't know. Kobe Mainu, yeah, he struggled. He struggled playing alongside Ugarte, man. For some reason, I didn't think Mainu did very well. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Mainu needs to be played higher up the field than that as a 8. So, that's another one that Amorim really needs to try to figure out what to do with Kobe, because Kobe is not a DM, of course, so it's going to be one of those that's going to be very interesting to see what he does with Kobe Mainu. Let's see. Let's see. With the City's downfall, I can see United pulling something off. Hey, listen, maybe. Talking about City's downfall, breaking, the hearing into the Premier League's 115 charges against Man City has now concluded. The verdict will be delivered in the coming months. This is according to Mike Keegan. There you go. Mainu will be class 100%. He can mold him into any play he wants. Yes. Yeah. And you can see the way Amorim rates Mainu big time, right? So, and that's another thing. That's another thing that is very hopeful when it comes to Mainu, man. Yeah, I agree that plays better higher. Yeah, higher up the field that he plays better, man, because, he can maybe, I don't know, maybe he tries him as a 10, I don't know. One of those will be interesting to see him like as a 10 or something, because a lot of people are saying, he should try Ahmad as a 10. I don't think he's going to use Ahmad as a 10. I think Ahmad plays really well on that right-hand side as a wing back, even attacking all that. Ahmad is just water baller, man. I do not understand why my boy Eric Ten Hag did not rate Amad Diallo. That is criminal. Because Amad Diallo is just an amazing player. Yeah, Ahmad stays wide for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's a problem, man. Each time, man, Ahmad is out there wide, he is a problem, right? So I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge test against City, because again, right now I do have a slight PTSD when it comes to corners. All of a sudden, our team doesn't know how to defend corners. Earn AEP. What's going on? Galatasaray is in the house. Smash that like, hit the subscribe. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah, man, he's very direct. It's nice to watch. Yeah, you are agree, man. Very direct, and and which again is so strange. Eric Ten Hag did not rate this guy, man. He affects the game every time he gets on the ball. Yes. That's a lot of always off seat. I can imagine, man. I can imagine. And that's one thing that Amorim was saying. Like, listen, as players, your job is to get the likes of Squeegee who are at the game out of their seats, excited. Because they see effort, they see determination, they see desire to say, hey, listen, man, I'm not going to get beat. I'm going to take you on. I'm going to do something. We need more players like that. Him and Mazraoui, whenever they're on the ball, man, they're going to give you minimum 7 out of 10. Imagine if you had more players like that, then we'll be all right. All right, we'll be all right. And I think that's what Amorim now is trying to do, is he's going to try to find those type of players, right? Because if you have more of those players, then before you know it, man, we're playing like Sporting, a bunch of fighters, a bunch of bulldogs, because he did say he wants his players to run like mad dogs. Let's see. I see a report here. Manchester United are interested in Bayern Munich's Konrad Laimer. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Of course, we talked about Real Madrid looking to bring in Diogo Dalot. The reports is saying that Alphonso Davies has been approached by Manchester United. The 24-year-old representative has informed Bayern Munich of the interest. Let's see. One thing I can say about today, man, like seeing that Sir Jim, pulling the plug on the Christmas party for the folks at Carrington and Old Trafford and stuff, that was not right, man. That was not right. A Christmas party is not going to break the bank. Okay? It's not going to break the bank. I know you're trying to cost cutting and all this stuff. Come on, man. It's a party. When I heard that news today, I was like, man, if I was one of these players like the Bruno and them, I would say, guys, listen. Okay, I know the club, pull the plug on the Christmas party. How about we put our millions together and just give the employees a party? All right. Now that will be something very positive, man, because it's not even going to cost them crazy money, right? Do something like that, because these, right now the morale at Old Trafford, Carrington is very low because they see, 250 people lost their jobs. And then, of course, with this Dan Ashworth thing, like the mood is very glum right now. So they needed that pick me up. You lost. I know, man. He pulled the plug after that loss. He was like, what are we going to celebrate for? Why do we need to have a party? The team is crap. Really, man? No, man. Still, those folks that work at Carrington and Old Trafford, they work hard through the whole year, doing their jobs, and give them a party, man. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That is being way too cheap, man. First of all, you go and pull our goats to Alex Ferguson money. You took that out of him. You took his money, and then now you're gonna come and pull. You're not gonna give a party to the folks who work there. Come on. Yeah. How much money are you gonna save from that? And not only that, you do that, and then you pull a move like you sack Ashworth, and then obviously they're gonna have to pay him off, right? You go ahead and give $3 million to Newcastle to bring him over, and then now you're gonna sack Ten Hag. You give him, I don't know, 17 whatever millions you give him, and then now you're gonna sack Ashworth. You give him, I don't know how many millions you're gonna have to pay him off as a compensation. It's just crazy. It was for a charity. That's the worst thing. Exactly. That's the worst thing. Yeah. It's just it's one of those, man. And also raising, dude, Squidgy. First of all, how do you think? What are your thoughts on them raising the ticket prices, man? That is crazy. 60 quid. That is nuts. For once, dude, in that Forest game, we saw empty seats. I don't listen. I've been watching Man United for the longest time. I don't think I've ever seen empty seats, man. Empty seats. They were saying that before the game, people were receiving text messages. Hey guys, they're still empty. There's still tickets available. Yeah, Squeegee, I can imagine, mate. Like 60 quid, and especially if you, for example, you're trying to bring your son or something like that, like. They also pay. You're bringing in, I don't know, your 8-9-year-old child. You're still gonna pay 60 quid for him. Come on, that's just not right. It's one of those like you can see that Sir Jim and them, they're out of touch, man, because he made a comment like, oh, because we cannot have a place like Fulham and their tickets are higher than ours. Really, Fulham, when you look at their area of Fulham where the stadium are, the people are they're more wealthier. They got more funds. From Manchester, that area, people are hardworking people. They don't make money like that. It's crazy. Yeah, man. Susan, the average fan, they can no longer afford the. Yeah, and the thing is, those are the ones that you want them to come and cheer the team and stuff like that, and you're taking that away from them. That's ridiculous. Including travel and good, you can spend. See, 250 quid, and you and a child. That is nuts. That is nuts, right? So it's just not right, And then of course you're planning to tear down the stadium, redevelop the place, and then imagine now once that area gets redeveloped, I can only imagine how expensive stuff is going to be around there. I mean, it's just it's not right. It's not right the way they're handling this whole thing, man. Yeah, you're trying to cost cut and get some money and whatever extra cash, but don't do it on the backs of hardworking, match-going fans, right? And some of them have been going for years and years, and that is their pastime. They know at least come the weekend. Yes, we're gonna go and see a crappy team play, but that was their thing. They want to go. They can afford at least to work hard and actually buy tickets and go and enjoy the game. And now you're forcing them to pay 60 quid. That's just crazy. JP, what's going on, man? New stadium means higher prices. Glazers, INEOS out. Yeah, listen, there you go, JP. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Which is, it's sad, really. It's sad. These guys could have definitely handled this better, and increasing the tickets to 60 quid. And across the board too. It's crazy. Some of these games, man, imagine Old Trafford not being sold out. That's nuts. Yeah, they know seats will sell out. That's true, but you're kind of hurting the regular people. Now, people imagine you're bringing your family there. 60 quid. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and they argued that the Fulham tickets, price was 80 plus, but forgot to mention that Fulham is one of the most expensive places. Like in the UK. You see, the comparison was stupid. Yeah, I agree. It was. Yeah, it shows that how out of touch he is. They don't care. He's so out of touch. You compare, at Fulham, the ticket to the area is more affluent. People can afford it, and the stadium is smaller anyway. It's not Old Trafford. Come on now. Yeah, that Western prices are crazy. You see? Yeah, it's nuts. Even I hear Arsenal. The stadium, the prices are also nuts too. Again, that's London, Alex, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, a late one. I jumped in a little bit late, man. I had some errands to run, so I jumped in a little bit late today. People, hit the like, smash that notification bell. All right, that way you'll be notified once we jump on here. I was waiting for live. Yeah, Alex, man, I know, man. I was running late this evening, man. I had to make a couple of errands with the family. So by the time I got into the house, it was a little bit late. But I say, you know what? I'm still gonna jump in, man. I'm still gonna jump in, and talk to the family real quick. But I see the lights. Man. I put some a little bit of lights in the back. Trying to get festive. Trying to get into the season, what I mean? Man, it's one of those that's pretty crazy for United, but let's see. JP is saying, I like Amorim. I can see he has a plan and it should work. Let's see transfers, and next season should be interesting. JP, I agree with you. He has a plan, and I just hope, like Ferdinand said today, he said, listen, if these guys are ruthless like this with Ashworth, then he used some very colorful words that they need to get rid of some of these players, right? Hopefully he's allowed to get rid of these players, right? And if he does, then we get rid of the deadwood, then we should be cooking. Like Eeyore here, Eeyore is a Chelsea supporter. He's getting ready to. He said they're going to win the title. Chelsea was allowed. They were able to get rid of the deadwood. Now they're cooking. So hopefully Amorim is allowed, because Amorim, of course, he definitely has a plan, right? He definitely has a plan, and I think his plan, if he's backed, it will work, right? The plan includes Dalot and Rashi leaving. JP, I hope so, man. Listen, I hope so. Because Dalot, listen, Real Madrid, they want Dalot, man. They have Dalot on their radar. Manchester United sources insist Diogo Dalot is not for sale, but those close to Real believe an offer in the region of 45 million might change their mind, even if Amorim is reluctant to lose the Portugal international. This is according to Ben Jacobs. Listen, Dalot, I'll take the money. I think Dalot is solid. I would keep him. Yeah, Squeegee, I'm saying Dalot, the good thing with him is, he has struggled because Amorim already said he's playing him out of position. He operates better on the right-hand side. But the dude is never injured, knock on wood, right? He's like Bruno. He's always available. And that is very important thing, especially for a team like ours, right? Where everybody sometimes they just drop off all over the place. This guy is always there. Yeah, he hasn't had a really good season so far, but, definitely he's a solid player to have. But for 50 million, though, we can use that money to get in, to bring in, someone who can really operate on that left-hand side, or, put that money in and get us a light striker, one of those. We shall see. The board is clueless. Yeah, JP, yeah, man. Yeah. INEOS and the board, they're just like, they're going crazy right now. He's such a hard worker. Yeah, Squeegee, I agree with you. Dalot is such a hard worker. But again, his end product, sometimes I'm like, his end product is not there. Like, it's one of those, like, these players have been playing a certain way for so long that once they get to the final third, to make that decision, that IQ to say, calm it down, find an easy pass, find the next pass. Don't just, blast the ball, trying to score a crazy goal. Use your brain and that mental IQ. And that's something that our players really, need to work on. You'll sell for 50. Listen, for 50 million, I think I'll let him go, man. Unfortunately, I will let him go if I can bring in Alphonso Davies, because on the right hand side, right, having Mazraoui, having Ahmad, who can operate on that side, I'm kind of okay, right? And if we can get now someone who can really grab the left hand side by the scruff of the neck, like Alphonso Davies or somebody else, then we'll be more balanced, right? Because right now, Dalot is good, but his finishing is not all there. So it's one of them. So we shall see. We shall see what happens, man. We shall see what happens. It's gonna be an interesting one, an interesting transfer window for sure. Because as Sir Jim said, he's not patient. He cannot wait. He's on a mission. So maybe they're gonna back Amorim in the transfer window and bring him some players. And I think once he gets his players, man, I think we're gonna be balling. We're gonna be balling. We need smart players, not hardworking. Hey, that is a good point right there, dude. JP, that is a good point. Catch you in the next one. Yo, Eeyore, cheers, mate. Thank you so much for being here, man. See you in the next one, man. See you in the next one. Same time, same place tomorrow, man. I'm not going to be late. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely need smart players, man. We definitely need smart players. Again, guys, if you missed it, the hearing into the Premier League's 115 charges against Man City has now concluded. The verdict will be delivered in the coming months. All right. See ya. All right. Yeah, true, mate. We need more IQ in the team. Yeah, we do, man. We do. We do. Like my boy Garnacho, man. Sometimes Garnacho gets on these really nice, positions, and then he decides to go for glory instead of saying, "Hey, listen, man, let's hold this. Look up. Where's Rasmus? Kind of them things." Instead of just saying, "Oh, yo, I'm just gonna blast it." So yeah, we definitely need to work on that. We need more players like Ahmed Diallo, man, or even Mazraoui. You can see like these guys, they're using that. So it's definitely gotta be something, man. Gotta be something. But again, let's see. I see Manchester United are interested in Bayern Munich Konrad Leimer. I do see that. Let's see. Man United have signed under 16 midfielder Emmanuel Zero to the Man United Academy. I haven't heard of this kid, but we're signing a lot of youth players, which is good. Hopefully, Amorim can tap into them to cover some of these gaps. All right, any gaps that we're missing, we need to be tapping into these kids to see if they can fill the gaps. Also, we see that if Man United decide to bring in a new sporting director to replace Dan Ashworth, several sources say PSG's Luis Campos will be top of their list. They would face fierce competition from Arsenal for him, because Arsenal, they're also looking at Luis Campos from PSG for that sporting director role, right? But so far, from what we hear, most of his Dan Ashworth duties will be handled by Vivell and Wilcox, right? That's where we're at. If I could buy any player for United in the summer, it will be Jamal Musiala. Oh, dude. What? Yes, I'm here for that. Yes. But again, we can only dream, buddy. We can only dream. Jamal Musiala ain't going nowhere. So, yeah. Let's see. What else is? Let's see. I see reports that Saudi clubs are interested in Anthony, who is likely to leave Manchester United this January. United want around 25 million for a permanent deal. Guys, can we get 25 million for Anthony in January? That would be nice. Yeah, huge loss, but at least he'll be out the door, right? At least he'll be out the door. All right. At least he'll be out the door, man. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here before we roll out of here. So Omar Berrada has impressed with his work on Ruben Amorim and also around the club. He regularly holds meetings with staff to understand their daily commitments and listen to thoughts on improving practices. The mood at United is described as very low, given the 250 redundancies and cost cutting. But Berrada's visibility is appreciated. This is according to The Athletic. Hey, that's the least you could do, man. Talk to your employees. He's worth 26. He's worth 20, a bargain. Yeah, I know, right? Yep, he is. Come on, Saudi. Come and get him, please. Somebody. But I don't know. You see, it's one of those things, right? If Anthony does not want to go, they cannot force him, right? They cannot force him. So if he feels like, you know what, I'm just going to chill here and fight for my position, he can sit there. But I'm hoping that he feels, I'm not going to get any chance here. I should just go to the Saudi League, at least get to play football, right? Because obviously Amorim doesn't rate him, and maybe even for him, change of scenery may do him good. I'll go to the Saudi League, man, and play football. Maybe get back into the Brazil national team. Who knows, right? Who knows? People, thank you so much for being here, Squeegee, and everybody. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Let's end it here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourself. Hope you have a fantastic morning, Squeegee, because the time is crazy over there. JP, peace out, people. Take care. Thank you so much for being here, guys. All right, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.